120 years ago, when first modern Olympics were held, girls were not allowed even as spectators. Feminine sports included gag stories where beauty assumed its best, as gentle, passive, and frail had to fight long battle to pedal their way to glory in sports, in opposition to the idea that because of their biological specifications, exercise will cause their muscles to grow like men with tanned skin and body unable to sustain shocks. But they have proved time and again that they are not weaker section of the society, and they too can put up with the physical stress of competitive sports. Regardless of the challenges faced, some women have achieved great success in the field of sports. This video is about such an accomplished sportsperson whose life is replete with the challenges she faced and her single-minded pursuit towards her goal. It is none other than MC Mary Kom. No matter how much we talk about and praise Mary Kom, it never seems to do justice to her achievements and records. Mangte Changnichang Mary Kom was born in Kengethai Meirhang Lemkhoi in Manipur, India. She was born in a poor tribal family to Mhangte Tonpa Kom and Mhangte Agsam Kom on 1st March 1983. Her parents were tenant farmers who worked in jam fields. Her grandmother named her Changnichang, which means prosperous in the Kom's tribal dialect. Mary Kom grew up in humble surroundings, helping her parents with the farm-related chores, going to school and learning athletics initially, and later boxing simultaneously. She was the eldest of 3 children. She has a younger sister and brother. Mary Kom studied at the Lakta Christian Model High School at Moirang up to her 6th standard, and thereafter attended St. Xavier Catholic School, Moirang, up to class 8. As a schoolgirl, she used to play a variety of sports: hockey, football, and athletics. Inspired by Manipur boxer Dingo Singh, who won a gold at the Asian Games in 1998, Mary Kom took up boxing. Her first match at the state-level sub-junior boxing championship in 2000 earned her the distinction of being the best boxer. She got married to K. Anler Kom in 2005, and now she is the mother of 3 children. She won the first medal of silver in Pennsylvania, USA in 2001. She is the only woman boxer to have won a medal in each one of the 6 world championships. She was honored with the Bhatma Shri in 2006, Bhatma Bhushan in 2013, and Bhatma Vibhushan in 2020 for her wonderful achievements in the field of sports. On 25th April 2016, the President of India nominated Mary Kom as a member of the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of the Indian Parliament. After her 6th world title in 2018, the government of Manipur has conferred on her the title Mithoilema, loosely translated as Great or Exceptional Lady, in a felicitation ceremony held in Imphal on 11th December 2018. The International Boxing Association announced Mary Kom as the brand ambassador for 2016 Women's World Boxing Championship. Mary Kom set a new standard in amateur boxing without ever competing in professional boxing. The number of highest civilian awards and other awards speak the volume of her success in the field of boxing. She wrote her autobiography Unbreakable in 2013. The legend Queen of Boxing describes the challenges she faced and her single-minded pursuit towards her goal. In this video, you are going to learn an excerpt from Mary Kom's autobiography, Unbreakable. Soon after the Bangkok Championship, Mary Kom was selected in the 48 kg category for the International Boxing Association World Women's Boxing Championship in Pennsylvania, USA in November-December 2001. Her father managed to collect Rs 2,000 for her trip. She was both upset and very worried because she had heard that things were very dear in America. She implored Onler and sought his help. He invited a few students and elders who went to meet the two members of parliament and seek their help. Two MPs donated rupees 5,000 and rupees 3,000 respectively, and she suddenly had rupees 10,000 in her hands. She had a princely amount to meet both ends, and she managed to participate in the Pennsylvania sports meet. People believed in her strength, and so she firmly thought of not to return empty-handed. Her first impression of America was that things were very expensive. Pennsylvania was cold and beautiful. It was snowing. What little she saw was pleasing to the eyes. The people were enormously nice too. That was the first time in her life that she had traveled so far. Since they were the last team to arrive, they went straight to the sporting arena from the airport. She was tired and suffering from jet lag. Fortunately, she found out that she did not have any match that day. She was lucky, and she was able to rest well enough to face her opponent in the round, which she won comfortably. While teammates lost one after the other, she went on to reach the finals. She defeated her opponents both in quarterfinals and semifinals, but lost the match in the finals. According to Mary Kom, the greatest disadvantage for her was her loss of appetite. She was not accustomed to the food there. She tried her best, but she could not eat the food, and she started to lose weight. Just before the finals, she was only 46 kg. This was probably what caused her dream of winning gold and was disappointed. When she went to her room and cried, her coaches consoled her and lauded her on a silver. She was the only one in the team to get a medal. But the biggest thing she took away from this championship was the conviction that she could take on any boxer. When she went to China for a championship competition, she was given chopsticks to have her meal with. Just when she had painfully begun to master the art of using a knife and a fork, she had to use 2 sticks to fill her stomach. When her teammates asked for spoons, she tried to manage with the sticks. She really enjoyed Chinese food. As she was hungry enough, she managed the complex work required and ate enough to sate her appetite and her palate. On her return, Delhi gave her a warm welcome at the airport. Back in Imphal, she was greeted with garlands, drum beats, and dancing. There was a victory ride across town. A felicitation program was held in Langol. Thanksgiving prayers were said, and words of praise and adulation were showered on her. She was presented with a traditional shawl. That first international medal, a silver, would always mean a lot to her. The fight and all that followed were clearly etched in her memory. But deep inside, she was not happy with the silver. As she touched down in India, she vowed that the next time she would bring back a gold. She knew she was good enough. Mary Kom, having won the silver medal in Pennsylvania and the prize money from the government, helped her to settle her immediate finance worries. The long dream of Mary Kom was to get a government job through the sports quota. After her second World Championship gold, the Manipur government offered her the post of sub-inspector, which she accepted readily in 2005. Thus her long dream was fulfilled finally. The things about the job that are obtained through the sports quota is that the persons are not required to go into work as regularly as others because they tend to be away at camps and tournaments through much of the year. Whenever it was necessary, Mary Kom went to office, and every time she needed to go out of station, she was required to take leave and inform the department. She participated and won a gold in the 3rd and 4th World Women's Boxing Championship in October 2005 and November 2006. Mary Kom had a good run from 2001 to 2004. She won several golds: all the Senior Women's Boxing Championships, the 2nd Women's Boxing Championships 2002 and 2nd Asian Women's Boxing Championship at Hizar in 2003. She also won the Witch Cup boxing championships held in Hungary. In spite of this, when she got married, everybody was doubtful that her medal hauls would continue. But after the wedding, she participated in and won a gold in the 3rd and 4th World Women's Boxing Championship in October 2005 and November 2006. There was a number of other international level championships in Taiwan, Vietnam, Denmark. But it was in retaining her world title in 2006 by defeating Std Datta of Romania at the 4th World Championships in New Delhi that she conceded one of her greatest achievements. That was probably the most memorable for her because she was able to win at home. With these hat-tricks of World Championship wins, the media christened her Queen of Boxing and Magnificent Mary. It is true that behind every successful man there is a woman, but online proves that behind every successful woman too there is a man.